Welcome to Bragging Rights, episode 2 of season 3. Proudly sponsored by Comscaff and recorded here at Travel, as per usual. Just want to remind you all to please like and subscribe and hit that hype button if you're watching on YouTube. It really helps. So
hype us up.
Hype us up, yeah. How is everyone?
I just feel like we have to. There's two things that I can't get out of my head. The first one is, why aren't we apologising to start off?
No, we'll apologise when it's goddamn good and ready.
I mean...
And it was me that said it, so I should apologise, and I don't feel ready.
I could try and play a coin move out of it, but I didn't correct you either, I just let you carry on.
I think it was me and you agreed. But
it's a 6-team playoff.
It's a 6-team playoff.
For all the comments that we got, which was most of them, were around the fact that we should do our research better and know better.
We're very poor as a group of not journalists.
Which we have done our research for one of the...
it'll be wrong.
Sections.
No, it
will
be
wrong. I reckon Jimmy's got it wrong.
Just to put things into perspective, we're not journalists, we just do this for a laugh, don't we? And if we get things wrong, call us out. It just makes it funny for us.
I'm paid from loverugbyleague.com.
You've definitely got a sponsorship with them.
The second point I was going to make before we really kick off in anger is, what I'm going to do with my hands without a microphone.
I got a really good idea off my postman, Christian, because he's an FC fan, and he delivered these. And he said, now that you've got both hands free, you can go like this to both of them two at the same time.
I imagine...
And then we'll just go and point you to the new icon that we've got, and if you look in the bottom right of it...
I'm out.
I don't know if you're aware, but since we changed to that camera, you can't really see that anymore in the background.
Well, they'll see it on social media and all that sort of bollocks, won't they?
So being an FC fan, did your postman just like trip, stumble, drop these several times, not quite deliver over the line to your door?
No, he did. He pulled his hamstring as soon as he stepped on my drive,
We got through injury-free yesterday, I have you know.
What, you two might have done about the players on the pitch?
I definitely didn't. Not this weekend. How is everyone? All right?
Knackered.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Let's see.
Oh, here we go.
James?
Best day ever.
While he formulates his answer.
My car got hit by a bus on Saturday night in town, so that was fun. And the bus driver drove off, so Stagecoach, I'm coming for you.
There's an exclusive for you.
Yeah, no
It
sponsorships.
was one of the Shreks.
No sponsorships from you, thank you very much. We are an East Yorkshire company now. There was a crash, unfortunately, on the way home from me getting here, so I was a bit late. So I hope they're all right up near Market Wheaton, so thoughts and prayers for them. Traffic road update, shall I carry on?
Go for it.
Traffic coming into Kingswood is quite heavy tonight, so I'd avoid that. Obviously, you won't see this or hear this till Wednesday, so it doesn't matter, but it was quite busy. I was here yesterday. I went to Nando's with an old friend who actually used to be on FC's books. So, yeah, overall, I'm all right. Cheers for asking.
Well, that was a roller coaster of emotions, wasn't it?
Wow.
Favourite roller coaster? Quite like Nemesis.
He's in one of them moods, isn't he?
Pepsi Max.
I'm hoping in a few weeks I'll say the Big Apple coaster in Vegas, because I will be going on that. So.
Oh, I might have a go on that.
It's not supposed to be the best.
Yeah, but it's a roller coaster in an hotel in Vegas, so why wouldn't you?
And you do go through the hotel.
We're off to go and see some Knights jousting as well, aren't we?
Yeah, by all accounts.
Oh, Excalibur.
Yeah, Tournament of Kings, I think it's called.
Yeah, you have
a medieval
and
dinner
chicken,
thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'm
All
also...
I say, if anyone says to go to the Forum shops at Caesar's Palace and to go watch the thing at the back with the SeaWorld bloody presentation around near the restaurants.
Go to Cheesecake Factory behind it.
Just don't waste your time.
I've already found a pancake place, so I'll probably spend most of my time in there if I'm honest. So
Fair enough.
I think we've not got it in the schedule today, but we did discuss before last week that we're going to maybe give a couple of comments on things about Vegas
and tips
in the weeks
I
leading
actually
up.
think you two committed last year to saying you would do a bit of not a Vegas special, but you would throw some Vegas stuff in.
There's a couple when we've both been with.
So stop being FC fans and over-promising and under-delivering and get it done.
We followed some YouTubers.
He's still mad from the other night, isn't he?
We follow some YouTubers and their videos helped us out plan our trip and stuff like that. So what we'll do is maybe not this week, but next week we'll start putting their YouTube channels in the description. So any Rovers fans, Leeds fans even, that are going, you can have a look at them if you're lost for a few things to do.
Not just
or-
limited to Leeds and Rovers fans. If there's
Could
any
be a Knights
Australians,
fan,
yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
think there'll be quite a few FC fans there, honestly, when you've got split families and you've got people going over for obviously we don't know if FC are going to get there next year. We think it's quite likely.
Well,
But-
after last Wednesday, which we'll get into, we ain't 100% sure anymore.
Well, there you go. You see that little. Stay tuned in to find out. But
Yeah.
people are going. I know of several examples of people where they are going as a mixed family in terms of who they support, and it is still people doing big holidays in America or doing a holiday just for Vegas, where they say, well, you're still going to get to see 4 NRL teams and have a holiday in Vegas. So
Some families I know are doing it. The rugby is just a little part of the holiday. They're doing
Just
a full
one day,
2-week
innit?
holiday.
Like,
so.
do it.
For us
Yeah.
being Rovers fans, it'll probably be the 80 minutes that spoils a fantastic 5 days or however long we're going for, because that's usually the case. But we'll see. Obviously, that's all hearsay in it. But
did we ask you how you was, Dean, in the middle of all that? How are you, Dean?
I'm all right. I had Trump in yours, so yeah, I'm all right.
You don't have to, just to make sure you're
I'm
all
not
right.
even going to
pal.
attempt it. I'm all right.
Any roads or traffic collisions to talk about?
No, I biked you.
Did you?
It was clear. Yeah.
What a wanker.
Did wonder why he was wearing lycra.
No offence to people that cycle on the road, but
I want on the road.
stay off the road.
psychopaths.
I don't trust car drivers.
That's why he drives a van instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can we talk about what's not rugby?
Well, we're getting into the rugby. Come on.
Do we have to?
Yes.
Yeah, do we? Oh, is that what this is about? I turned up thinking it was just a free for all. But
Shh. Sorry, I need to take a tablet.
or 10.
Just one.
Just one to them,
The attention seeking is horrendous.
isn't it?
Oh, Rovers get to go first this week because now we all turn it out.
Go on then.
Set an alarm.
If it's not his tablet's going off,
That
it's his
alarm goes
chiropractor
off
ringing
every
from last
week.
season.
That alarm goes off every week, and it's literally because I need a tablet, and I don't know if everyone's ever seen me take a tablet on camera, but don't tell my doctor.
As long as you take them, just not on camera, that's fine.
I take it eventually, yeah.
Anyways, let's crack on before we waste even more time that we haven't really got. So yeah, just a bit sort of. I knew he was going to do that.
What is section 1?
Section 1 is KR season predictions / expectations.
Good.
So it's just a bit about how we feel it's going to go, what we sort of want. Obviously, what we want would be another treble, ideally, or a quad if we take into 2 weeks' time, just over 2 weeks' time. But yeah, just have a quick look forward as to where we think we're at and that sort of stuff. I think it's going to be a difficult season. You know, I always say it's harder to stay at the top than it is to get to the top, because you're the number one now and everybody's gunning for you. So that is going to be an interesting view on how we react to that, I think.
For me, there's been probably a little bit of disrespect as the season comes near. Conversations around, it's not an expectation for Rovers to repeat and do another treble, of course not, but the expectation should be we need to set ourselves as a top team that stays top 4 for years to come and continues to build on our success. But comments have come out, one's on like the Lee side of, oh, well, Lee would have won if they'd made it to the grand final. They didn't make it to the grand final. What ridiculous comments are making. Wigan won't have another down year. How can a down year be when you're second in the league? Lose it by 2 points, 1 game basically, go to a grand final. Losing the semi-finals of a Challenge Cup. You've got to
That's
have
the
realistic.
standard them clubs have got.
If
for
that's
it.
a down year, I'd take it.
Exactly, and that's for me. It's quite as nuanced as it is, and as many caveats as I will throw out to be a bit of a hypocrite. It is quite easy to answer though. What is successful for Rovers this year? Well, it's got to be that top 3 for me. I think top 2, I would have said if we wasn't now a bigger league and we didn't have such a tough opening to the season because of the games that we've got and the fact that we're travelling, to Vegas and we've got the World Cup challenge. I think that top 3's got to be the target. I don't think saying top 1 would be realistic. I'd like us to, and I think we've got the squad to do it and the chance to, but top 3's got to be it. And I also think you've got to be realistic and say less trophies. A treble is not something that's done every year. It's not something that's done very often. Our expectation's got to be top 3 and 1 trophy. And whether that 1 trophy is the League Leaders' Shield, which I don't believe it will be, I don't see us sustaining it for the full season, touch wood, I hope I'm wrong. But I do think 1 trophy, top 3, good run in the playoffs, would be a very successful year for us and would be that next step in saying it's long-term success for Rovers. You're building so you're a team at the top for 10, 15, 20 years. You take Saints, I think, is the prime example. People sort of bag on Saints a bit, but still made the playoffs this year, or they didn't go far, still managed to finish in the top. Are they ever out of the top 4, 5, 6 teams? Can they turn over good teams on the day, even in the down years? Yeah, they've had a bit of a bad run, but they're still a team that I wouldn't say you fear week to week, but you fear coming into playoff games. And I think that's where you've got to be. Do you want to get your name up in lights where someone thinks in 20 years' time, you talk about Wigan, Saints, Hull KR, that's where we want to be. And it starts with this year by being a top 3 team again and being very close or winning at least one trophy.
Yeah, I said to Susan earlier on the way here that top 3, I think, is a definite. Like, in terms of, like you just said there, the sustained sort of performance of being up at the top, that's where we need to be aiming. And then maybe top 1, top 2 comes 5 years down the line if we can sustain where we are now. I'm very firmly feet on the floor. I'm not expecting a miracle season this season. Like some people go, you know, we did it last season, why can't we do it again? Well, because we might get injuries during the season. We was very lucky last season with our injuries. We picked up a few here and there, but there was never any sort of prolonged injuries that set us back, where you look at teams like St Helens and Leeds and even Wigan to a certain extent, where they lost Bevan French for a certain amount of time, and you know we were very lucky on that front. So it's easy to say, well, we did it last year, why can't we do it again? But it done well.
Sport doesn't happen like that.
No. I mean, if it did, it'd be fantastic for us. But like you said, it doesn't happen like that. So.
No, my big sort of dump on it was, I think, win the Challenge Cup, go back to back would be fantastic. Second in the league, I know I said top 3, but second in the league if we can sustain, and then have a good run in the playoffs. I haven't been able to formulate and put pen to paper on what a good run in the playoffs looks like. Maybe right now, off the gun, at least semi-finals. You could walk away happy.
Well, you finished top 2, semi-final anyway, aren't you?
Well, there you go. So it evens out. And I can't really formulate.
As a good run?
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Yeah. I can't really formulate in my head, but I think we'd be disappointed not to run close. Probably slightly disappointed if we don't win at least one thing, because that's got to be the target.
In contention on all fronts.
Yes, still.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I think I want to just jump into this, Craig, because I think I mentioned you before the recording.
Yeah.
If we talk about the season coming up, seasons change. The season changes depending as you go through the opening games into summer, get to the back end of season. You know, we saw you guys sort of probably start better than anyone could have dreamed last year, and then it fell off a bit, and then you rallied a bit towards the end and just fell short. So what happens in the opening 5, 6, 7 games, the opening quarter of the season, doesn't really shape your season, not in rugby league, but it can have an impact. And I was looking down our games. We don't play at home till the end of March because of what we've got going on. So we are going back to Craven Park apart from Challenge Cup games, which we'll talk about shortly. We open away at York. So we go away at York, then we play the World Club Challenge, then we go to Vegas, which is a home game, but we are obviously quite far away. Then we go away to Huddersfield, then we go away to Catalans, then we finally play Saints at home. So I've tried to break that down to measure what my opinion is on that. I think a win at York, you know, we might be rusty like was last year, and York will be up for it at home in the Super League. Still think we should be too good for them. World Cup Challenge, big question mark, who knows? Not a league game. Hopefully we can do something, but it doesn't matter. Vegas, I've switched towards thinking we might win now. I think that Leeds are carrying a few injuries. A couple of serious ones as well. We've proven with the squad that we've got experience on that big stage now. Obviously not as big as Vegas, but we have won at the grand final. What was a phenomenal performance. We managed to win the Challenge Cup, you know. I think that'll help us.
That stage ain't going to phase any of your players.
I don't think so. So I've got hopes on winning that. Huddersfield away, I don't want to bag on Huddersfield. I know we'll be tired. All this comes with a caveat that as long as the players aren't knackered from the travel, I fancy a win there.
Just to jump in, when is that game? When you get back, have you got a full week rest from the game in Vegas to travel back?
They fly back on the Sunday, the day after the game. And I'm not sure. Have you got the date?
I don't have the dates, no.
Sorry,
not sure
dropping you in
on
on that
But
one.
it isn't a Thursday or a Friday night game, it's a Saturday or a Sunday, I believe.
So we've got effectively a week.
So I fancy that. Then we've got to go away to Catalan. Now, without getting into loads of detail on the Catalan squad and who they've put in positions and the talk around them being a bit of a contender potentially and how pleased the coaches are, I'm sort of envisioning a bit of a loss there. I mean, I'm also thinking it could really catch up with us. And Saints, if they're doing what they've been threatening to do, which actually build a team, I could think lost there as well. And what that means in that sort of 6-game period, but 5 being league games, I think 3 from 5 wins would be an acceptable start to the season, given that we've got a World Cup Challenge against the best team in the world, and we've got to travel to Vegas and play, quite
Potentially
frankly,
the best team in the world. They might not be.
yeah,
we
could be. And we've got to play a team that was very close to making it all the way in Leeds last year, who seem to have gone from strength to strength as well. So being realistic, we come out them opening 5 games and a World Club Challenge 3 from 5, which should maybe put us 3rd, 4th in the league. I think that's a real good start for us to kick on for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think that's acceptable.
That's my rough guess, but it's also, obviously the hope is you win them all.
It'd be so Rovers to lose to Huddersfield but beat Catalan and St Helens, wouldn't it? Like,
Win against Brisbane,
yeah.
but lose against Huddersfield
Yeah.
and York.
And York, yeah. Oh, we've seen it happen before. Maybe not Brisbane, but you know what I'm saying. Like where
But you guys would take that.
Yeah, I think I would actually. If you said to me you don't win any of your first 5 but you win the World Club, would you take it?
Because you've still got the rest of the season
with
to
a heavy
right the
heart,
wrongs
I
of the
probably-
first 5
I
league
probably
games
would
if you
take
lose
it.
them.
I would.
I think I would. With a
If
heavy
we hadn't
heart.
have won the
Any fan would.
If we hadn't have won the
Any
treble,
team.
my mind would be a little bit swaying, I'm not sure. But the chance of making it the quad makes it that much more. Yeah, I'd take a loss in the opening 5 games. Wouldn't be overly joyed about it.
Yeah,
But the
but you
chance
can
to
live
turn
with it.
around and say we had all 4
You've got all
trophies.
4 in the bank at one time.
Having said that, my thing of 3 out of 5, 60% in the league come the start of April, I'd be pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned the squad a little bit earlier on as well. We've had a lot of changes in the off-season, not just on the pitch. You know, we've lost players like Mickey Mack, we've lost Jared. But we've also lost people like Jimmy get me teeth in. Jimmy McDaniel, that's the one. Kev Deaton, who's the reserves head coach, and Skids. So not only is there changes on the pitch, there's also changes off it. You know, you can say, yeah, well, you've kind of replaced those people, but not for what they actually brought to the club, if that makes sense.
It's a tough one. I mean, with Jimmy's a different one, being head of the physios and that, knowing him personally and as a friend. It's tough to see someone go on when they've done so well. And it's hard to understand what a strong physio and strength and conditioning coach does for your team until you look back at the season and say, actually, how quick did players come back from injury? How many injuries did we not get? Which there is always an element of luck to that. We talk about this all the time between our 2 clubs about injury. Same with people that have been around for a long time, especially Kev Deaton and so on. But what I will say is, based purely on what I've heard from people, few rumoured reports, a couple of whispers, and also reports on an unnamed website, that Luke Gale's done a phenomenal job stepping in. Really brought a vast amount of experience, but dropped straight in as one of those people that the team respects and want to play around, and actually adding that next step of, well, yeah, all right, we've had some success, but this is how you carry on having what I've just spoke about, sustained success. So I'm, as concerned as I was about the people departing on the coaching side, the backroom staff, I'm quite pleased with what I'm hearing out of the reports now of what the new people coming in are doing.
Yeah, I just want to expand on that a little bit, because I think it was when Skids left, possibly, and we announced Ian Watson, I was a little bit underwhelmed by that. But then, once the sort of dust had settled, and I looked over it, and I thought about it, and I thought, that's actually a genuinely good signing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the wealth of experience that he's got.
I thought that was an absolutely belter of a signing.
Initially, I don't know if it's maybe because subconsciously I was riding the high of the last season, and you're thinking, could we, I don't know, Michael Maguire, for example. I know I'm just pulling a name out the air, and I'm not saying that there was any links or anything like that, but when I saw Ian Watson, I think, because when he was coach of Huddersfield, I didn't like the way his Huddersfield team played, and for me, it was a bit...
I was, to be honest with you, and I understand your point, I was perfectly whelmed by it.
Fair. That's why we do this.
I'm quite...
He's brought in as a defensive coach, right? Predominantly.
Well,
you'd assume he was doing the
He's under his
defensive...
assistant coach, but yeah.
Yeah, and
probably,
Gailey
yeah.
would be doing the attacking side. I mean, there's one thing that he's good at. He's
Oh, yeah,
defence.
definitely. Don't get me wrong, that's what I mean. Like, initially, I was a bit underwhelmed, but then I broke it down and I thought about it, and I was like, no, I'm wrong.
You got to remember when he was that Salford side that was doing so well for so many years. He laid the platform there. Yeah, it all went tits up. We all know that. But 5 or 6 years ago, he laid that platform, and there's no denying he's a very good coach. Yeah, it went wrong at Huddersfield, but there's a very good coach in there, and I think he'll serve you well.
Your point there, I think it's really astute and it's spot on, because people have given Paul Rowley so much credit for what happened with Salford last year, and rightly so, not discrediting whatsoever. I think he did a phenomenal job, and we all said he should really be in there for a conversation for Coach of the Year, given what he did with that ragtag bunch of blokes. Very similar to what we've spoke about in Rovers, saying that our success at what we got last year didn't come from 1 year's work. It didn't come from 3 or 4 years' work. It didn't even come from the year we went down and then came back up. Everybody played a part in that, from us getting to the Super League all those years ago and away, and every coach that's been involved, from your Justin Morgans to your James Websters, Sander Cox and so on. And that's why what he did, as you've just said there, and part of that Salford setup was so massive as well, and helped them be able to carry on as far as they did. So, yeah, I mean, it's fair to have maybe some slight misgivings about some of these coaching staff, but yeah, we wait and see. But yeah, very good.
You got to give the guys a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of final points, and I think, and then that about wraps us up. We've brought in players like Tom Amon, Carl Lawton, who are not exactly direct replacements, but they're very good replacements for what we've lost. Looking forward to see how they go, and then also we've obviously signed the superstars of Wayne House and Charles, haven't we? So we'll see how they go.
I would say for me, I wanted to make a last statement before I wrap up, but on players to watch, goes without saying, you watch for Mikey. He was near there or thereabouts in contention for Man of Steel last year. If he plays to that level again and he's getting the points, he leads our team around. He hopefully continues to mature and keep bringing those world-class performances. Tom Mahoney, if anything, we can talk about Jared to the cows come home, what a talisman he was for us, but Tommy's a better player than that at his current performance, his current age and current fitness. So it should be big for us. And then the one for me, I'm talking about a little bit later, is a little spoiler, but Jez. I think Jez was desperately unlucky not to be in Man of Steel competition last year. In the conversation at least. And if he can carry on, we know about the voting system being a bit sus, but if he could carry on the way that he did, he's definitely up there. So that's your sort of starting first team. But we'd like to watch from the young side for me. Look out for Jack Charles. Look out for Tom Whitehead. Look out for Declan Murphy.
Yeah,
might be featuring in some of the smaller games, some of the Challenge Cup games. My final sign off though, as we quit now, is for Rovers fans, listen to me, don't listen to me, just enjoy it. We don't want unrealistic expectations. Expect some strong performances. Remember, we're trying to build for the long term. It's not about another treble. That would be great. Think of the long-term success and making this a club that's up there forever, or as long as we can, not back-to-backs.
Yeah.
Bragging Rights is proudly sponsored by Comscaf. Hull's own Comscaf have been keeping things safe and steady for over 30 years, providing professional scaffolding services nationwide. If you need a team you can trust for your next project, big or small, head to comscaf.co.uk or give them a call on 01482 782 181.
Guess it's us.
It's us. That felt ages.
It did feel ages because we can't hear what the sponsor's saying. I just trying to imagine what his sexy voice sounds like.
Oh yeah, we have some. I forgot.
What?
It's not us saying it anymore, is it?
No, it's the
Sexy voice
rough
over
sounding
sexy.
fella.
I'd like to vote on it.
Should we just alternate them?
I hate all of you.
Yeah,
I hate all of you.
for people that don't know, obviously no one knows, that's the second take that guy had to do to record that advert, because the first one, according to these,
Turned us all on.
sounded way too sexual.
It was a real panty dropper, I'm not going to lie.
Couldn't sit there and listen to that. But,
Oh, it was like, bragging rights.
Oh, Northern boys love gravy.
Go on then.
Come on then.
Dean specifically wants to talk about...
Well, we need to talk about our predictions and expectations because it's written down here, so we've got to do it.
Okay.
We're not going to get into much detail as you guys did because we want to talk about the fans forum that we
Yeah,
we
you've
went
got
to
that
last
to go
week.
on, yeah.
I do.
Sorry, did you both go?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, right, you want to talk about it. I thought
Yes.
it was saying only you went, my apologies.
Jimmy's just
Because we actually hadn't discussed it. We both went home and that was it, really, wasn't it, afterwards? But
I dropped you off, didn't get a thanks, and then I went home, yeah. Paid for your ticket, took you there.
I gave you the father.
Was it you that gave the father?
Yeah.
I thought it was Reece.
No.
Oh, fair enough.
Expectations for me this year.
Just top 8.
You beat me to it.
Treble?
Steady rate of progression from last year. We touched on it last week. We're not going to get that big jump that we did last year. We're not going to get that this year. Just that steady rate of progression. Hopefully no backward steps. That's pretty much injury permitting on the field, but I feel like we've got a bigger squad and a more capable squad of coping with them injuries now. Instead of having a strong 18, 19 players, we've got a strong 23, 24, 25 players.
Definitely up front.
Definitely
Our
up front.
pack this year it's packing.
Big time, it's packing. And I'm really excited by our back line. We showed glimpses at times. Lewis Martin pretty consistently. But our back line showed glimpses throughout the season. Price stays injury free. He could be deadly. And then you got Barron and Martin with an extra year under the belts, Litton again, and then you got Zach slotting in there. And Romano as well, apparently he's impressed during pre-season in the games and at training.
A couple of shots on against Wigan yesterday.
Yeah, so I'm trying to keep my feet, you mentioned it about keeping your feet grounded, maybe for different reasons, but I am starting to get a little giddy and a little excited by what this team can do. Saying that, I'm expecting around a 5th place finish this year. I'd snap your hand off for it. There's no denying that.
Playoff win would be nice as well.
I do think we've got the potential to be a 3rd or 4th place at a push, but realistically, I'm looking at a 5th place.
It's just
finish.
how the season goes, isn't it? If you stay injury free and other teams around you don't,
Yeah.
then you are looking at a 4th, possibly 3rd finish.
Could be.
So it's
But
just one of those. You just got to play it by ear and see where it goes.
steady rate of progression. Hopefully a better injury record this year. But yeah, 5th place I think is where I think we will be this year. And like I said, I'll snap your hand off for it.
Yeah, I think I'm with Craig. Like in terms of injuries, I think without injuries, more than capable. That squad on paper and on the field, as long as the new players gelling well, there's no reason why we can't go better by a couple of positions than last year. But the main thing is got to be injuries, and who knows? Because last year was bad for injuries.
With a small squad as well. It was a small squad to contend with them injuries. And looking back on it, we coped pretty well. To be in contention for the playoffs with the injury record we had is testament to the players that turned out week in, week out.
I think if we can keep Hardacre fit for the full season, we'll get to the grand final.
Here he goes again.
I think
we just spoke about. Sorry, Josh. We just spoke about keeping your feet on the floor.
On a serious note on that though, the reason why you get so much attention, and I'm sure shortly we'll get to comments about Man of Steel and
we'll blend into that because I know where
Jake
you're going
Arthur's
with it.
comments about I'm going to win everything and all these different bits and bobs. In terms of what actually happens at your club, is more around the fact that not only did you have one really bad injury hit season where you was terrible 2 years ago, then you had a season last year where you was moderately hit by injuries, not as bad as some other clubs, you weren't Huddersfield, but you had some bad ones, and you had some real good passion and some real good effort on the field to get close to nearly being in the playoffs. The problem you've got, and the reason people keep asking the question is, you've got a history of injuries that keep coming up as a club, which we've spoke about many times, but you've also got players that have that question mark over them. That's the problem. And they are easily blown away. Players on the wrong side of 30 with injuries that have either repeated or they've had multiple injuries that have come up. A couple of young Rhinos, Price had a couple of small ones or medium ones. So there's a reason why people keep coming back and asking the question and all these big what ifs, and it's
We're
this
asking
year,
them what ifs.
if you get these injuries, we need to see, or Super League needs to see, this bigger squad step up, and also need to see some of these youngsters. Because obviously we hear about all the FC youngsters, but the reality is you don't have many more than 3 or 4 that get to play in the first team. They're all in the back. This has got to be the year they step in if you do get some injuries.
But then we had 3 or 4 stepping in last year, and like Martin, Barron, that was their breakthrough year, and then Litton as well, coming back from an injury.
I mean, we won't agree on Litton. I thought he had a poor season, but yeah.
We'll agree to disagree on that one. I don't think he was out special, but I think he had a good season.
He needed work in defence.
You're not going to bring the likes of the other crop, that's the Kemp brothers and Laidlaw.
I thought Laidlaw
had a good finish to the season.
Bit of a breakthrough last year.
You're not going to bring 6 or 7 players through consistently playing well all season, young kids.
No.
We had 3 or 4 last year, and hopefully we can have another 3 or 4 this year as well. And that is good progression with youth coming through, I think. we'll jump onto the fans forum. First of all, as well, it was an enjoyable night. I enjoyed the insight that we got. We sort of knew what was going to wear regarding the on-field stuff, but it was interesting to hear what was happening off the field. And they opened the night really with the announcement that the East Stand's going to be called the Johnny Whiteley Stand on rugby days, which is...
So it should be.
Fantastic. Yeah, just absolutely fantastic and very fitting as well. And I think his family's going to be there for the Bradford game for the unveiling of it. So that's nice. And we'll get onto the stadium part of it. From that, it sort of, them steps are now being taken to try and make the place feel like home, which in my eyes, it never has. It's always felt like we've just, I know you're going to have a laugh and joke about this, we just rent a pitch. And I know we do, but Hull City are able to make that place feel like home. So why can't we? And they rent the place like we do. And from that, the questions were asked, weren't they, to Fairkill? How are we going to take steps to make this place feel like home? And he answered it quite well. And
hopefully I'll see it tomorrow, because I'll be going to City Watford tomorrow. And they said at the fans forum, I don't know if it was aired or if it was the bit after, because it was 2 hours, wasn't it? But only 1 hour was on radio. They'd mentioned already about putting more black and white stuff up on the concourses and in and around the stadium and things like that. So, yeah,
I'm going to City tomorrow.
I'm
going to City tomorrow, and I'm going to pay particular attention to it, because
I don't think we'll see it yet.
No, it's not that. I want to pay attention to it in terms of just the generic stadium that it is, because I've played there. I've been there for rugby games, I've been there for football games. And my experience of it is that it's always been Hull City's ground.
Yeah.
Tinged a little bit because I'm red and white, of course. You know, I'm not denying that bias, but it's always been Hull City's ground. And it's always been, you feel it when you play us, but you can't feel it any other time. But when City go, I've been City when it's been nearly full, or it's had 18, 20 odd thousand in. And I don't know what it is about that vibe, but something about it just feels like it's black and amber. It's never felt black and white. And I'm going to play a bit of closer attention tomorrow, so that when I return later in the season, I can see what changes will be brought in, because I think you're right. I don't think I'll see anything tomorrow night as such, but I want to try and commit to memory what it's like on a City game. All the things that they do to make it not generic, what are they going to change? Because we spoke before about banners that can be covered over. The East Stand isn't the Johnny Whiteley Stand. It's the East Stand that's named the Johnny Whiteley Stand for FC, or will be going forward.
Yeah.
And for City, it's the Chris Chilton Stand.
Yeah.
Chris Chilton, yeah.
So it's the East Stand that's named 50% of the time, if you want to be generous, one way or the other. So how do you make that truly his stand? And this isn't to bag on the guy or to bag on FC. How do they do it for Chris Chilton? I'm going to be looking at.
So there's a sign at the back where it, in the middle of the top middle, on, you know, where the sponsors are, the MKM banners are at the top. The one in the middle is missing, and it's just a yellow with Chris Chilton, or Chris Chilton Stand. My assumption is that much like above the tunnel, if you look at the tunnel when the players run out for City, it says home of the Tigers. If you look at the same tunnel when FC play there, it says home of Hull FC. They just swap the thing.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do something like that. Or you'd like to think they were going to
That's
do
what you'd
something
like to think they do, I agree.
The other thing is about that stadium is for however many years it was the KCOM or the KC or whatever. And what's their colour? It's orange. KCOM's orange, isn't it? Then you got MKM. What's their colour? Yellow. So it's always, even if you take off the stupid tiger stripes in the tunnels and stuff like that, and I'm a City fan as well. Like, I've got a season pass for both. Like, but I do think it's daft that there's tiger stripes in the tunnels and the walkways into the stand. Even if you take that away, when you've got MKM plastered around with loads of yellow on it, I know it's predominantly black, but the MKM writing itself is yellow. It just makes it feel more like a black and amber
You're not
stadium.
wrong, and I don't want to take your section on this point specifically, but there is that much more permanent City stuff in the stadium.
And that's what annoys
to
me.
my knowledge and to my memory of every time I go. And that's what I want to see him change.
Yeah.
What they're saying, how do you change that? How do you cover it up game day after game day?
Other stadiums do it, and I mentioned it in the group chat. The MetLife Stadium in New York, every week or during the season, they have on poles outside. They'll have a Giants flag on it, but then they'll swap that flag over for the Jets game, and they'll have signs up. They just swivel them round in the club shop. They just swivel signs around, and one side's got shirts on for the Giants, and the other side's got shirts on for the Jets. So it can be done, and it's been done for years. So there's no reason now now we've got a committed owner who wants to invest in that side of it to make the place feel like home. that it can't happen. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the changes. Hopefully, first game of the season, Bradford at home.
I'm looking forward to next year's fans forum, and hopefully not having someone ask the same question again, which is when are we getting our own stadium?
Yeah.
As well, because it was shot down last year by Thurkill. It was like too much money. Like, we've got a great deal at the stadium. It's too much money. And then someone asked it again this year, and I'm just like, we're not getting our own stadium. Deal with it. Accept it. We're not getting it. Like, it's not happening. It's not
The
cost
problem
efficient.
with questions like that is they stop you getting to the really important questions, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, why can't we have a drum at home games?
Oh, that was shut down by the audience. Don't you worry about that.
I heard that didn't go down.
I think that was just a
didn't go
one-word
down
answer,
well.
wasn't it? Didn't he just go, no?
No.
Apparently, it was met by a big nose from the audience, not from
Yeah, it was
them.
massive
It
nose
was
by
the
the
audience.
from
But
the
then
audience.
Shan, who's come, she's our
We'll speak about
operations
Shan.
director. She's from Leeds.
Shan Jones is from Leeds, and I've got down to speak about her. Listening to what she had to say and the way she put things across, she's probably our most important acquisition off the field and maybe throughout the club this year. She is a very switched on lady, and I think she will only bring positive impact into the club, along with Tony Sutton as well. I know he's got his doubters in and around rugby league, but I feel like them two people coming in are going to have already taken a huge amount of pressure off Richie Marley, so Richie now can concentrate on the playing side of it, and these guys can concentrate on the off the field. And listening to them, they give me a good vibe, a good feeling about what they're going to bring to the club. So hopefully we can only hope, and we'll see more over the next 12 months or so what they do and how they bring positivity towards the club.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
One thing I said about her, though, I won't fuck with her. Like, she had that
She seemed a real nice
that
woman, but
presence
if you
where you're
about
like,
with her,
I ain't gonna dick about with you. Like, and I think if people in the club get that same sort of feeling as well, it might bring that extra push up, or she might drag everyone up to that Leeds standard that not a lot of clubs have got. Whereas Leeds as a business, they set the standard, I think. So fingers crossed she can do that for us.
definitely.
But we've not got long, so that one.
I'll let you take this one because it rattled you a little bit, didn't it?
The news,
And I know
the
you've got it
article,
on
I wouldn't say it rattled me, it's just typical lazy journalism, innit? Where it's taking things out of context. You know, at no point at all did Andrew Thurkill say, Will Price is going to win the Man of Steel. Like, but it's portrayed in that way by the media, by your favourite media outlet in particular. Like, it read as though he turned around and went, yeah, Will Price will win the Man of Steel.
I can tell you exactly what he said. It's here. I agree with that. He's going to be so dynamic. He could win Man of Steel. He could absolutely fly. I'm getting a bit excited.
Yeah,
Could.
and it's also the tone in which, because that's written.
That doesn't tell you the turn. It's the same as I joked 15 minutes ago when you started talking whatever about the Jake Arthur stuff.
I don't know what this is.
I just said that I want to win Challenge Cup. It'd be good to go the full way. I'd also like to top the league. I'm paraphrasing. Now,
Not wrong with him saying that.
but that
ambition.
would, the moment you end up 9th and you win you win 4 out of the opening 12 games, they just get pulled into the media and
The
go.
problem with Hull players saying that is because so many players have said it before, like you mentioned it last week. What Texoy
Texoy didn't say that. Texoy said, I will never win, never lose a derby.
It's held against Hull players because they've said it for so many years, bigging up expectations and then falling short. Any player now comes out and says anything such, you get shot down.
Well, we're going to get shut down because we ran out of time.
Yep.
So,
I'm going to get laser penned in the face.
yeah, we got Susan got
Sorry,
a laser
Susan.
pen. I don't
Sorry,
know
Susan.
why we've allowed that, but yeah. What are we on to now? Is it me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right, so we said last week we were going to start doing a monthly cause, if you want to call it that, or we're going to support a monthly cause. First one is going to be, you might see it at the bottom of the screen every now and again, it's Myton Warriors Under 9s have got in touch with us, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to raise funds to pay for the various amount of things that they're going to need to get their Under 9s team to Butlins for the Rhinos Challenge. No small feat when you think about how many kids they're going to be taking, and parents and such, and you're down to Skegness to Butlins for however many days it is, 4 days.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think.
Yeah, it's not cheap. So that's the cause that we're supporting this month. If you can help, there is every sort of 2 minutes or so along the bottom of the screen. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a QR code you can scan. If you don't watch it on your TV, quite a lot of people actually watch it on the TV, which is why I did the QR code, because you can just scan it with your phone. If you're not, I'll put a link in the description on YouTube, so you can just click on that if you're watching it on your phone and stuff. And just, if you can donate. If you can't donate, just spread the word, let other people donate. But we've put 50 quid in, or we will be tonight. So yeah, be good if you can get behind that.
And don't forget to keep suggestions coming in for
for
future
So
causes.
That'll be up. That's our monthly cause for February. So if you've got an idea of something that you want us to support for March, just send it through. Send a note on YouTube, or send us a message on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, whatever you use. Just let us know what it is, and we'll have a chat. On to news.
News from around the world, eh?
I was very disappointed you didn't say that last week.
Did I not?
No.
I feel like it needs a jingle.
No, you're not doing it.
Only a couple of small points for news from around the world this week, though. The first one, we are now 8 months out from the World Cup. Exciting times. And obviously we still don't have a head coach. Well predicted there, Dean, under your breath.
Sorry.
What I just wanted to bring this up for is, there's only one name that's really surprised me, but the maybes right now, Willie Peters, Sam Burgess, I think most people know that. The definite no's, Matty Pete, Steve McNamara.
Cartwright.
I say definite no's. No, they're on about coaches that they actually respect and wants to do a good job. They might have achieved something.
Come off it.
Well, let's have a look.
I'd take McNamara.
There's probably only out of them, is the only Burgess that won something as a coach between Peters, Pete and McNamara.
Yeah, McNamara's won league leaders and the Challenge Cup.
And the Challenge Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, so
So it
Burgess
would
is
fit
going
in
to
with
get it
Burgess
then,
then, wouldn't he, with Cartwright? No, the one that's come up and shocked me, all jokes aside, there's a big talk now coming up that Brian McDermott is been for him for the role potentially. So he's currently assistant coach of the Newcastle Knights. Could see him coming back from Oz, obviously a bit of a legend of a game, really.
Toronto Wolfpack legend.
The Knights across.
When did he do amateur rugby?
The Knights in Vegas this year.
Yes.
So, perfect time to meet up with some RFL.
Constituents.
Yes.
So it's just one to watch out for on the news, could see.
Very interesting.
Obviously we won't announce it until 1 month before the World Cup and
No,
then
of
get
course
beaten
not.
every game, but
I
Probably
don't
won't
know if
announce
I-
it till afterwards.
I don't know if I
NFL.
said it last week, but this World Cup for me is a write-off this year.
It's a building block in it.
Yeah,
But it shouldn't be.
take a mix of youth and experience and plan as though, right, who can I take this year that's good enough that can realistically be around in 4 years for the next World Cup, so that you can build a squad, build a culture, and go for it in 2030.
Your boots still fit.
His boots do, but his knee don't work, so...
moving
Pot
on.
kettle.
Come on, moving on. Now a true legend of the game, an NRL legend, Cameron Smith has taken up his new role supporting the senior leadership with the Brisbane Broncos this last couple of weeks. Something that's definitely hurting Melbourne Storm fans.
I was going to say, he spent all his career at the Storm.
Yeah,
didn't he?
this is his first coaching role at club level, at professional level. He stepped into punditry mainly since he retired, but obviously an absolute legend of the game and an interesting step for him. But as soon as he stepped in pre-Christmas, started getting great results, and it looks like he's going to be part of their setup this season, likely probably coming over for the World Club Challenge as well. And we'll see where he goes from there, but this could be the first foray into seeing Cameron Smith being a future coach.
I believe he's not coming over. I believe he's in and out of duties. Possibly.
He's not coming over.
Can we put an asterisk next to it? Facts not checked.
I did say
Yeah,
maybe coming
yeah.
over. I didn't know for certain, but
Yeah.
but it's an interesting one. You'd think that if he was going to step into it, Storm would have snapped him up, but it is with Brisbane, so we'll go from there.
We should get on the banner at the bottom of the screen, we should have one every now and again, just say,
Every
some
2
things,
minutes.
most things, probably bullshit.
Carrying on with a little bit NRL tinge, but we'll talk about some signing news as we get, not far off a week out from the opening of the season. Looks like Leeds are making a bit of a play for the West Tigers' Jack Baird. Leeds have had, as we discussed earlier, a bit of a run of injuries, unfortunately, in the friendlies, and we're looking to strengthen up, and it looks like Jack Baird may be the person for them. A couple of reasons for this. He not only is about a favourite at West are also looking to offload some of their salary cap, from what I understand. The guy is open to coming over. He was meant to sign for London, but it fell through when London didn't get into the Super League, so he was already eyeing up coming to the UK. Also, the fact that it looks like, West will be playing part of his salary if he does come over. And he is a bit of a utility player. He was a centre, he plays a bit of back row now, but it looks like he really could be a replacement, especially with you've got a season-ending injury to Simpson at Leeds and a couple of others that we don't know when they're back. So could be the sort of last big addition. Not sure how he goes. In his day, a bit of a superstar at times. Maybe faltered in some of more recent years from my experience, but we'll wait and see.
When he signed for West.
It goes without saying, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He signed for West. But the final point, anyways, in news from around the world this week, talking about expansion, talking about not getting coaches and what we're doing with Rugby League, because I think it'd be a travesty if we just write off the World Cup this year. Rugby League, I think, is at a real tough point in its life. It's not in its infancy, it's been around for a very long time, but it feels like we're at a crux point of trying to make sure that our sport that we love carries on. Part of the expansion and part of the NRL looking to expand, perhaps buying Super League and all these things that we hear. What we're talking about doing now with the new NRL owner is they've come out this week to announce that they're looking to expand into Asia. So we've got Vegas, we've played some games elsewhere, we've obviously got new clubs coming in from different areas. The next place will be likely that they'll look to try and push games similar to Vegas, but doing it in Singapore. Very, very affluent city, a very affluent area, place where you will probably attract fans, and obviously somewhere would be great for people from Australia, but even England, etc., to fly out to. So sort of watch this space on that, but looks like we might be expanding the game even further. Now I will say, Jimmy, before you complain,
I won't complain.
Seen the NFL do this. We've seen American football.
Yeah, I won't going to complain.
They're now going to Paris, I believe. They've not played there before. They've done Germany. They're moving around.
The NBA were in the UK and Munich this year as well, I think.
Obviously, we do the UK quite a bit. They come to London, so it's expanding the game, getting more eyes on it, and don't be shocked if off the back of Vegas we hear Asia is the next expansion area, even if it's just for quote-unquote exhibition games or one-off games.
My comment wasn't going to be to complain. My comment was going to be around the fact that Rugby League, probably one of the most physical games on the planet in terms of like the amount of energy, the amount of skill, the amount of just everything that you need to be able to do it. Singapore, one of the sweatiest places on the planet.
One of the most humid places.
Yeah, I can imagine it would be like, I remember, about 10 years ago, James Graham playing in a Challenge Cup semi-final on like the hottest day of the year or something, and he apparently had lost like 1.5 stone in water. I can just imagine that being all of the players on the pitch, just walking on the pitch like this and walking off the pitch like this, just absolutely.
It's a fair cop, but as a fan of, previously quite a big fan of the Rugby Sevens in Union and watching where that travels around the world, they've always managed to make it work in these different cities. So even if Singapore's tagline is "Come to the sweaty city," that's just, it might not be there, but that's just what's coming up, and it's good that we're looking. I know people have disagreements or different opinions on expansion, but any time that we're growing the game on a global level is good, so watch out for that. But that'll wrap up news from around the old world today.
Old world today.
The old world.
World today.
You're not having a jingle.
Definitely needs a jingle.
Jingle news.
So we're not having a listeners' lounge as such, but we did get a question from one of our regulars, yeah, Gary. So we thought we'd ask this one, and it's nothing to do with rugby, which Gary's questions are never to do with rugby.
Is it a food question?
No, it's not even that.
Oh, Gary, you're letting the side down.
I was quite disappointed, but it is a decent question.
Right, okay.
If you could play one part in any movie, which part would that be? Gary's is Chief Brody in Jaws.
It'd help if I'd seen more than 2 movies.
Ever?
Yeah, I don't watch many films. I can binge watch a series, but I ain't got the attention span for a film.
Did you watch Stranger Things? Because the Stranger Things episodes were like movies in themselves.
Yes,
so,
I've watched it all.
So you can watch a movie. So
No,
grow up and give us an answer.
Not Woody out of Toy Story either, Craig.
It'd be Bo Peep.
what I get up to on a weekend is not for public viewing.
Come back to you.
Yeah, come back to me, because...
Do you want me to go?
Go on then.
Go on then.
Yeah.
One of my favourite films is a real old film, 12 Angry Men. It's from the 50s. It's about a case in court about a murder, and there's the 12 jurors and how they argue and how they change their opinion. And Henry Fonda stars in it, and that'd be like the real serious answer, like to be that charismatic, amazing person. But I thought, that's fucking boring. Despite me liking it. So then I was like, let's go down the cool route, because that's what we're looking for. Snake Plissken from Escape from New York, Kurt Russell, is one of the coolest characters ever. And that got me thinking, I was like, you're getting to pick to be one character. How are you not picking James Bond? How are you not picking James Bond?
In which movie?
Which one's got the fittest Bond girl?
I've got to be honest with you. I like all the Bonds, and I've liked the old ones as well. But I think a big part of which Bond is your favourite, to go off track a little bit here, comes down to your age of what you grew up with. I think if you grew up in like the Brosnan era, you're more likely to say Brosnan's your favourite, and so on. And that's why I'll get probably people in the 40s and 50s are more likely to turn around and say, oh, it's Connery for me. And they can't believe that people prefer Brosnan or Daniel Craig. For me, I've always enjoyed the Daniel Craig's ones, and I think you've got to go Daniel Craig in Casino Royale.
Got a cheer from the audience then.
Don't tell people we have an audience.
Go on.
Mine was real quick and easy, wasn't it? Real quick, easy answer for me. Favourite movie, I'm not saying it's the best movie ever, but my favourite movie ever is Top Gun. And 100% mate, I'd be Goose, because he has the better ending.
I've never seen Top Gun. So
No, I'd be Maverick. 100% I'd be Maverick in
sounds
in
like
Top
some
Gun.
Iceman would say.
Let's see if I can go. Let's see if I can go free for free. Not seen any of the Daniel Craig Bonds, and I haven't seen Top Gun. Let's see if I can go free for free.
You even seen an Harry Potter
no
movie?
way as cool as your guys, but I just love these films. I'd love to be Alan from Hangover. Because he's just got no care in the world, does what he wants, has an endless amount of money because his dad's loaded. And yeah, or I'd be Sanka out of Cool Runnings, because that's my favourite movie in the world.
So if we're going off favourite movies, then I've got two. One's Tom Hanks in Castaway, mainly because I don't like people and I can just have my own company.
You'd like to be Wilson?
Yes. And it mean I'd have more hair than I've got now, wouldn't it? And my other favourite film is Drop Dead Fred with Rick Mayall, so I'd probably say Drop Dead Fred.
I think living life as Rick Mayall would be pretty phenomenal, because that's one of the funniest humans that Britain's ever produced. So
That the world's ever produced, I
yeah,
think.
that's fair. That's got to be fun life.
We will bring Listeners Lounge back probably during the course of the season, so if you have got any questions, just drop them on the comments in YouTube. Or...
Just send them in. Like, if we don't get questions, we won't do Listeners Lounge. If we do get questions, we will do Listeners Lounge.
Even just questions like that, they don't have to be rugby based. They can be anything.
Food's the favourite subject.
Just anything within reason, and we'll answer it. Don't say what's your favourite method for murder or anything like that, because that probably won't get
What
an
you
answer
need to
from
do
me.
is-
We'll get one from Josh. But
Basically, 8 pigs can go through a human being in about 90 minutes, right?
You've been watching Silence of the Lambs?
It's from Snatch, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So be wary of any man that owns
fun
a pig
fact,
farm.
I've seen neither of them.
Oh, Snatch is phenomenal. Anyways, but yes, send questions in. I'm sure in the season we'll get back to more rugby questions, but that was a nice fun one to
Well, they don't have
kick
to
us
be.
off.
Send in movie recommendations to Craig as well. What's next?
Predictions League. Just a quick shout out on Predictions League then. So I have restarted the league on Superbru. We've had a real good uptake so far. Last year, I think we ended up in the late 30s, early 40s. We're at 61 people as of the time of start of recording, which is fantastic. We want to keep pushing those numbers up. We want to get more people in. There are multiple ways to join. We're going to put some links into the YouTube video, and we've put loads on social media already, and we'll carry on doing that. You can go onto Superbru and just search for the bragging rights competition. It should come up. You can search for the word AWAYRAIL, all one word, all lowercase, AWAYRAIL. It should come up, but I know some people had trouble, but we'll keep sharing them out. You can send us your email and I can send you an invite to join as well if you're failing all other ways, but we want to get as many people in. Now, it was great fun last year. We ended up with a forfeit for Craig. We ended up with some great banter every week between us 5 as we was doing our predictions, but what we want to do this year is we want to go one step further as well. So last year, the winner, Fredders, who's still to come on, got a chance to come onto the podcast, and he will do in the coming weeks or months as part of his reward. But because of some great sponsorship and the pod growing, we're able to offer a bit more this year. So at the end of the season, when we find the winner, the person that's the top, what we're going to be able to offer this year is 2 tickets to the 2027 Grand Final. So you can take a mate, take a family member. We're also going to be able to offer a voucher for Tribal. Confirm the details of that coming forward, but obviously our host and our main sort of big sponsor that's been with us all the way through is going to help us along that way as well. It's going to be a £50 voucher to come and spend in the bar, which is fantastic. And then on top of that, we're going to keep the original prize as well, so you will have the chance, if you want, to come onto the pod, help record an episode and give us your opinion and maybe ask some daft questions.
The £50 voucher does have to have food and drink on the
What I haven't said
Can
is
you
that
use your 15% discount on it as well? No. Okay.
what actually will happen is the night they come on the pod is the night they can use the voucher. Therefore, our drinks and food will be included.
Yeah, it's a tenner each,
and one of the tickets for the Grand Final includes one of us going. But no, on a serious note, have a look for the links, give us a shout, let us know if you're struggling to get on. But we want to get the league going, as many people as possible. And that we'll carry on during the season, giving shout outs to the Wooden Spoon Weekly, Top Performer Weekly, and go from there. But it's just great to see people's predictions. So yeah, and some good prizes this year, so get involved.
Just as well on that, last year it was restricted to Patreon members only. This year it is not. Anyone can enter. Don't matter. Like we've actually got.
Have a go then.
Yeah, we have one, and I don't think you can win.
Oh, okay.
I can hear Dan Arroway's face cracking into a smile as we speak.
What's the name of the guy? There was an FC fan on it last year, and I said to him, he messaged me and Mark, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gutted I can't really win." I was like, "You can just stick a £5 in, you know," and he's like, "Nah, nah, you're all right." So don't have to stick a £5 in this year. It's open to anyone. It's on to you now,
Lead
Craig.
me in.
It's your time to shine.
Get in, here we go. So
yeah.
I wasn't going to go, I was just going to go, yeah. Predictions. So, for this season, just for the first one, obviously, we've got no predictions as such yet, because obviously the season doesn't start until next week. We'll briefly touch on the Challenge Cup for our teams shortly. But what I do want to know is your predictions for the Grand Final, League Leader Shield, Challenge Cup, Man of Steel, Young Player of the Year, and the Coach of the Year this year. I've expanded it a little bit, so get your thinking caps on if you haven't already, which you should have done. Which, looking at Jimmy quickly,
I have.
ChatGPT and something.
Teams in the Super League.
So,
How do you spell Jed?
There's only one I ain't got, but I'll have to go.
You'll just have to do that on the fly.
Yeah.
So we'll start off for the grand final, and I can't see him going another season without a trophy. So for me, I've gone for Wigan to win the big dance.
I've also gone for Wigan. I think that it's quite important for them to win something this year and not have 2 years on the bounce if they're going to carry on being the sort of legacy that they've been creating. And I think grand final is probably the one for them out of the options. So I've also gone Wigan.
Gone Rovers.
Gone Rovers.
Yeah, but you're a Rovers fan, so it's easy for you to say.
I think you will have a steady year. You will get in your top. I think you'll finish third. I think you'll have a difficult route to the grand final, but I think you'll have a big push early on. You'll have a lull because I don't think you. If you do continue the standard,
testing.
yeah.
Something's
not right, or something you're doing something really, really right, and then I think you'll have a big push towards the end of the year.
Reasonings?
I think you'll have a really poor start to the year. Maybe not so much a poor start, but March onwards, March, April, I think you'll do a bit of a Wigan and a bit of a Warrington. I think you've got
straps at the right time.
I just think because of the way you start, I think people are overlooking York. I think that first game against York's going to be tough.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, I'm under no doubts.
Then you've got to play against arguably the best team in the world, although fair enough, we don't know that officially yet. That's going to be massive in terms of just fatigue, I think, because I just think the NRL's just a cut above. Then you've got to travel to Vegas, then you've got to come back, and yeah, you only play Huddersfield when you come back, but then you've got to go away to Catalan straight after that. You've got a lot of things not going in your favour, and then you've got a derby. Well, you've got Saints, and then you've got a derby. So it's not an easy start for you.
Definitely not.
And I think the World Club Challenge and the Vegas game are really going to take it out of you, I think, and you'll struggle to put points on the board on the league at least in the first couple of months. I think, might be wrong, but back end of the year, looking at your squad, you've definitely got a squad capable of winning trophies, and I think realistically, I think the league leaders probably, I'd say, because of how I think you're going to start, probably not going to happen. Challenge Cup, again, timing might not fall right. If you're going to win anything, it's going to be the grand final.
Fair.
So
on to the League Leaders Shield then.
What about Susan's pick?
No, you don't count. Gone for Wigan.
Boring.
Yeah, gone for Wigan. Said pretty much the same as me, under the same sort of guise of can't imagine Wigan not winning another trophy. So another season without a trophy. Moving on to the League Leaders now. Sorry, Susan, I do apologise. I've gone a little bit left field here, but people might see it as not. I've gone for Lee.
Are we copying?
I've gone for Lee.
I've gone for Lee.
I've gone for Lee.
Oh, you've gone for Lee as well?
Yeah.
And I've actually got some... I thought last year, that they had a real good chance. I just don't think they put it together as much as they could. They've got a good squad. They've got great coach. They've got real good attacking prowess. And some games, they did look like the best team in Super League, but they didn't do it consistently. And another year under the belt, another good pre-season, and I do think Lee are going to be one to watch. And I think that what will happen for me personally is, over this season, they'll be picking up the points enough where people will drop them. We'll likely drop some as we've predicted because of this tough start. Wigan will have their patch where they aren't quite as good and drop it. Leeds, I think, will be challenging but aren't quite there, and I can just see Lee pipping it.
Got all the reasons that I've gone for.
I've also got a hidden reason behind that, is that there's so many rumours, as there always is in rugby league, about what's going on. But the one that I haven't been able to shake, and again, I say this to the listeners and to us as a rumour going on, but I can't stop hearing that Adrian Lamb and Lachlan Lamb will be gone after this season, and they'll be going to play for the P&G Hunters. It's a deal where he'll be the coach and then Lachlan Lamb will be going over there, and there seems to be so much truth to it. Even if it doesn't take next year, it's the year after, but it might be a bit of in their heads that they know that, and it's, deal or no deal.
Get it done before we go, kind of
And
thing.
don't get me wrong, I know they have won a Challenge Cup. Obviously, they beat us for one, but I've just got a feeling that Lee is the one to watch for League Leaders for the consistency this year.
Yeah, they seem to have been written off by a lot of sort of betting outlets and the so-called professionals, I'll put that in inverted commas, the journalists who write about the game week in, week out during the season. And I think they've been a little bit hard done to, because they've recruited well from what I've seen. They've made some good signings. So, yeah, definitely one to watch for me.
Interesting, we all agreed on that, though.
Yeah, apart from Susan,
Yeah.
who's gone for Wigan, who thinks they're going to do the double.
He's a Wigan fan, isn't he?
Yeah. So, on to the Challenge Cup then. I've actually gone for us for this.
We might as well put the same answers. I'm not Rovers.
The reason I went for us is it's a lottery. It's one game on the day, and I think that's going to suit us more appropriately than the grand final or the league leaders in terms of how prolonged they are. So that's my reason.
It's too soon after what you're dealing with early on in the season because it's May.
That's why I don't think you'll win it.
Yeah, no.
Well, you're either texting or you're part
I'm
of
not
the podcast,
texting.
pal.
I'm trying to find someone that fits into the category of young player of the year because I just can't
So
think of one.
unprofessional.
I know.
I do agree with all your points though. For me, I know what your points or Jimmy's particular point about you don't see the Challenge Cup perhaps being our target because it's a bit earlier on in the year. I actually see that as a benefit to us. I know last year we started to falter a bit and we almost sort of proved everyone wrong by having an incredible grand final performance. But that worry in the 3-4 weeks before that, where we did seem to be faltering because we seemed to be sort of tiring towards the end of the year, I can see being worse this year. There's a weight of expectation, there's a lot of travel early on. There's going to be teams that we want to beat that are going to be better this year. I think teams that were close to us last year in terms of like Leeds and Lee are going to be better. I think you guys are potentially going to be better. You're going to give us tougher derbies. And so I think we'll find it harder back end of the season, whereas if we can get the right run and get the Challenge Cup done, not only does it give us that trophy that I'm hoping for again, that probably gives us that mindset of we can do this again. We did it last year, which then might help us further down the line.
I've gone for all.
I've gone for all.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Got it
Come on,
down.
give us your reasons, because I'm intrigued.
Heart over head.
Fair enough.
Simple as that. I fancy we'll have a shake-up in either the playoffs or the cup or something, so why not?
I think it's a little bit out of our head.
All final.
No.
Fantastic.
It's a little bit out of our head, but I do think that we've got a squad, if fit, capable of being right up there, and it's
not out the
add
realms of
that to the
possibility.
heart side of it, and I'm like, yeah, why not? You know.
Fair, absolutely fair.
Everyone loves a dreamer.
That's it, innit?
That's all you was this time last year, so...
Oh no, we knew it was going to happen. So don't worry.
Come on, let's get through it.
To be fair, that's unfair, because where we was last year was that we'd built on being the team that had been in and appeared in the most finals.
About it, so...
It's a bit of a push to say from didn't make the playoffs this year to the year before where we lost the grand final, to saying that's all you was.
Well,
I
we won it in
appreciate-
2016,
I
we didn't
think
make the playoffs in
if you've got a
2000. Oh yeah, we did, we made the Super
Factually
8,
correct
so,
though, you
yeah.
were only dreaming this
If-
time last year.
If
So-
you've got a chance, the Challenge Cup is probably your best
Yeah.
bet. I don't see you having the ability to carry it on for a full year. I do think playoffs is definitely a good target for you and a good possibility. I can't see you being league leaders, and anything can happen when it comes to playoffs. But I would think that people's experience and prowess would show through. So if you make the playoffs and you get the wrong run there and you've got to play a Wigan away, or Saints, or even us away, I could see that being your undoing. Whereas a Challenge Cup, you're right, you could get the right run, the right people, you could be at the start of a season, you haven't got any injuries, and yeah, I'm pretty certain you've got a good chance.
I'm really sorry, I have to go. Not go, but...
See you later, Bard. It won't upset you.
We've got like 2 more things to predict though.
3.
3 more things.
I mean, I was only joking about him being a dreamer. He didn't have to. Second time this week, he spat his dummy out.
It won't be the last.
He's not happy about it, is
No,
he?
he's not happy at all. What?
But we was on Challenge Cup,
Give
sorry,
us
mate.
your reasons.
I was going to say where we spend a bit of time coming up with Josh's jingle.
Josh's jingle, news from around the world.
No, I'll give my reasoning for FC,
Yeah, you did. You're right.
so I don't have to.
Susan has gone for St Helens.
Not a bad shout, you know. I've just been looking through their squad, and I genuinely think that addition of Hastings is going to be. We said, or I said last year, Saints were just missing that top halfback, and if Hastings can play anything like what he did for Wigan and Salford, to be fair, anything like what he's played like in the NRL, because he's not really done a lot in the NRL to their standards, but still, what we expect down up here. He's still a top 7.
My thing for Hastings is that if he can be the player that takes some of the pressure off Sailor, all of a sudden you've got that dynamic duo akin to a Wigan, where Wigan have got French and Field, and you're too busy looking at one to rouse the other one scoring. And Sailor showed glimpses last year. I know I dragged him quite a lot, and I think fairly so, but there were times when he showed that he had that ability, and I think that yeah, if Hastings can turn up, Sailor can have a great season as well, and they could be a dangerous team. Right, well, we've waffled.
Yes.
He's back now.
We actually filled that time really well.
I think so,
we
yeah.
did
Made a new
really
jingle.
well.
I really couldn't hold
Considering I'm the one with, the one kidney and haven't been to the toilet yet.
One kidney Craig, that's what we
Times
call
do you
it.
mention your
How
kidney?
many times do you mention your MS?
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No.
In the group, it's
Not on here,
every
though.
word.
Not on here.
Every word starts with MS.
Every week, my alarm, I need to take a pill. Oh, we get it.
Oh, I can't do this because I'm having surgery, or I've got to go there, I've got to have treatment. Love you really, Jim.
Whatever.
When
Man
I
of Steel
bought
then, coming on to the individual awards now.
You haven't done that yet? Bloody hell.
I'm waiting for you, you pleb.
So with Lee winning the league leaders, I've gone for Lachlan Lamb.
Yes.
What are you going for?
Well, Faircall told me it was going to be, so I had to vote for him. I was unsure on this. I dislike the Man of Steel voting system. I think you see that every year.
It's better than what it was.
It is better. I think that if I can see Jez Litton perform the way he did last year, but with more eyes on the team, which they will be, on the club as a whole because of what we achieved, he'll pick up more Man of Steel points. And I think if he performs the way he did last year, he'd be right up there in the top 2 or 3. So I think we're hoping that, and I could see Jez winning it. We have seen hookers win it before, it's not uncommon.
It's not.
And he was
Pivotal position.
definitely one of the best players in the league last year. undoubtedly, and then turned out to be one of our best players in the Ashes series amidst some quite poor performances from England players.
And
so
selections, poor selections.
Adding to that my favourite website has said that he's tore up pre-season, I'm going Jez Litton.
I've gone Lachlan Lamb.
You've gone Lamb.
Yeah, I feel like if Lee are going to be top of the league, like we predict,
performances.
it'll be on his performances.
So I wrote down Will Price, but that was just to try and be funny and no one laughed. Sensible answer would have been Jez. Like, genuine, sensible answer. But because this isn't included in our points, I'm going a bit more of a desire than a realistic thing, and I'm giving Jake Arthur a shout.
Who?
Leeds coach.
Our player was apparently tore up pre-season.
Oh, the one who
was
said,
six.
yeah, he's going to win them all, yeah.
He's going to win them all, so he's got to win
Well,
this
if
one.
he does, he deserves it.
Yeah, and like I say, it's just one of them things. It's more like who do I want to win it? And in our team, if he
I'd like
lives,
to change it. Let's go back to adding points for these. He's getting
no.
nothing.
If it's one of them things where he's come over with a decent bit of, bit behind him. People saying, he's gonna do it. He might do really well. He might tear up the league. Who knows? Like, I'm like, wow, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Taking my jokes aside then, on a serious note, I don't think you're too far off. Because if he turns up and plays to the ability that he's been touted to have, and he starts to lead the team around the park, we actually saw this several times last year. We saw it with Caesar. We saw it with SASA, but it's not as good an example because SASA was very, very good for 12, 13 rounds to start the season. But Caesar picked up a lot of points because he dragged the team around, and there was performances where Hull managed to win or had close games that Hull fans are pleased about, where Caesar was the best player on the park, and that's what the Man Steel's about. Not about being the best halfback that week, because you're only playing against
whoever you're playing against.
You're only playing against, really, I say, you get the full team, but you're only playing against, aren't you, the 25 other people that start your team and against you, and also the subs. So really, 30 odd players a week that you're playing against. And we did see that where there was times last year where I think like Mikey picked up points and Caesar picked up points, to be fair, to talk about our two clubs, where I watched every game and went, well, they were not the best two halfbacks in the league this week. But both of them picked up respectively 3 points. And so the way it works is that he could be that talisman. He could take the pressure off Caesar. Caesar could be the one kicking the goals, putting the kicks in, but he could be the one that's running around.
All you have to do is be the best player in your team.
Cartwright brought this up at the forum the other day, and he says how well Caesar did is testament to the player himself, because he was our main focal point. Kicking, everything went through him. And the fact that he was able to play so well when he was targeted week in, week out, it's something we spoke about mid-season, about him getting targeted at kicks, me saying unfairly at times. Arthur's been brought in and he's got a kicking game. He can lead a team around the pitch. So we've got two genuine leaders, which will be interesting to see how that dynamic works on the pitch. We've got two genuine leaders on the field. So it will be really interesting to see how things pan out.
They put a lot of attention on the fact that he's a right-footed kicker.
Yeah.
That was a particular focus for FC. I think that everything you said, it's going to be interesting to see. We spoke about this last season, won't go over it in detail, but the thing with Caesar was he was your only attacking option from a kicker, so he got more attention.
We had
that
no other
takes
kicker,
the
really.
pressure off
Custy
that.
couldn't kick.
And it was obvious that the teams that knew how to get to him. The games you lost against Huddersfield, because the forward pack gave your forwards no space and attacked him. The games against us, there was a lot more to it, a lot of caveats, but the reality is he got no space. And that was the easy way to beat FC last year, was to take out your only pivot.
Now we've got that other genuine option, especially on last players.
And now this year you're going to be putting Custin, who's going to actually come off the bench to play hooker, rather than filling in different roles. You're going to actually have different people going in the right places. You should see different. And if he can slot into that, remain injury-free, I could see him picking up points. So I don't think it's as daft as you first mentioned, Jimmy. It's not that bad of a
no, the Will Price one was daft. Not because I don't think he's capable, but I question his fitness.
I mean, Will Price, if you want to go down that road, again, I'll say it time and time again, come back and show me that you can defend. Because you can't crown a Man of Steel, you can't crown people to be great when you can run full length against the poor Catalan side. What you've got to do is not get stepped by Leroy Kudju.
It's got to be week in, week out.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to see Will Price week in, week out this year, because the times when we saw him last year, I was impressed in parts. I was disappointed in other parts, hence the Leroy Cudjoe thing. But week in, week out, I want to see that guy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he will be a top quality player if we see him week in, week out.
When he was on the field with Asiata last season, that's when we saw that potential that he's got.
Didn't see enough, did we?
But we just didn't see that often enough, no. And then they both got injured the same bloody game, didn't they? So.
Twice.
Bit of a detour, mate. Sorry.
Anyways, yeah,
Sorry.
moving not so Adam swiftly on. Young Player of the Year. I quite enjoyed that. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah.
Thanks, cheers. So, due to reasons unbeknownst to myself, me and Dean were both of the opinion that it was 21 and under at the start of the season. Josh and Jimmy, you've both said, no, it's under 21 at the start of the season.
We fact-checked this online. And if
Well,
we're wrong...
you wrote something that had capital letters on the start of every word, so...
What?
In that message, like, each word starts with a
To
capital letter.
qualify for the Young Player of the Year award, you have to be under the age of 21 when the Super League season starts in February. Not 21 and under 21. They're the wordings that we found online officially on, on the Super League website. Now, if that's changed, and that's old news, but that's what we're going with, because that's the last bit that we found checked today.
So,
Someone's going to call us out.
Yeah. Two of us are wrong either way, aren't we? So, initially, I went for Lewis Martin.
Which I did until we saw the rules.
He's too old.
So then I changed my mind and I went for Presley Cassell, or Castle Presley, or whatever Pissinelli's called him at Leeds. Him who tried to face that fake rivalry with Rovers last season.
So I've gone Presley Cassell as well from
That
Leeds.
one.
He's definitely the right age, no matter what happens. He's only about 19. They've been touting about him for a while, and he did have some good performances last year when he came on, and I could see him doing it. I said I fancied Lewis Martin. I also quite liked the idea of George Flanagan, junior as he is, to come through and do it again, but they're both out of the age range.
Flanagan was my pick until I found out he was too old.
Flanagan's
so
me.
I think the thing is last year for me, sorry Dean, but the thing last year was the man who won it, nothing against Harry Robertson, but he was fair for me. Both Lewis Martin and George Flanagan were above him.
See, I was the odd one out with this because I said Robertson.
You did go for him,
yeah. For me, I've gone for, and I think this guy will get a lot of game time because of the guy who's in front of him. Bevan French always seems to pick up a lengthy injury, and I think Jack Faramond will get some game time, and he's been in and out of the squad now for a few years.
Seems to have been around forever.
Yeah, he's only 20 by, I think, if that's right, what I've checked. I think he might step up now. I might see. I feel like there is a good player there anyway, and we're seeing glimpses of a good player, but I think we'll see it a bit more consistently if he gets a game time.
So I didn't put a lot of time into this one, as you've noticed, because I was playing on my phone on this podcast. And I've gone similar to my Man of Steel. I've gone for who I would like to see win this, not necessarily who will realistically. And a lot of this guy's game time depends on injuries from us. In my opinion, our most exciting youngster in Will Hutchinson. I think, given the game time, I think he's class. Genuinely think he's class. But it all depends on how much time he'll get on the field. And I realistically don't think he'll get a lot. But
you never know. Without
that's what I want.
Barnforth at York now.
He's too old as well.
No. You're a dick. With Barnforth at York now, any injury to Custom Borough, Hutchinson is the next candidate to step in. So
Does Jimmy know that there's 13 other teams in the Super League, not just Hull?
No.
Only 13.
Yeah, and then they do an 18 playoff. And 7 of them go through to around the 12.
Openly admitting, lazy journalist, if you want to call me that, which I'm not. I just didn't spend any time looking at this, so I was looking through and I was like, you know what? Genuinely, when I've seen him play for FC, he doesn't look out of place. He's 18 years old, he just doesn't look out of place.
We need points for these, because he's getting on.
yeah, I know.
If it had been pointed, I'd have put more effort in, but I didn't need to.
It's your pod, you should put all the
It's
effort
not
in.
my pod.
Yeah, it is.
Go on, Craig.
And Susan has also gone for Cassell at Leeds. So finally then, Coach of the Year.
Acklam's.
I expect that from him. You're better than that.
I'm not.
That's not even good banter.
You said it earlier on.
You can't prove that. So anyways,
That's a valid point.
Anyways, ignore him. I've gone for Jim Bell, so carry on.
Oh, is he coaching now? Is he to lose? I have gone again with
Go on, say it.
slightly left field, Lamb.
Adrian Lamb.
I thought he was going to say Les Holland.
Lamb.
Applegarth.
Good shout.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win it because
I don't think he's going to win it.
I don't think he's going to win it because the person Rowley should have had it last season, but he didn't get it because Salford finished bottom. But Rowley last season for me deserved that. Your guy got it because he won the league, right? Not necessarily the best coach. He had the best bloody squad. Applegarth, in my opinion, with the squad that he's got, I think he's going to do really well, and he's just not going to get the plaudits for it. But for me, that's who I think should win it.
You're so sensationalist, aren't you?
Yes.
There's been no banter back and forth, and straight away, your guy only won it because he had the best squad. So if you win it this year, who has the best? Who's got the best squad this year?
You?
You think we've got the best squad in the
paper.
league?
Yeah, on paper, yeah.
Interesting. I found that hard to believe. You've got the young player of the year in your squad on the Man of Steel.
And we're going to win the Challenge Cup. Yeah, can I change that to Cartwright?
I don't think Jed Cartwright will be the coach of the year.
It might be. If his hamstring goes
He's
again.
definitely over 21. No, to be fair, his hamstring's not over 21. You can have him if you want. Give a bad call, haven't you? Good for him.
So then
Good for him
let's
for focusing on his health and
wrap
trying
our
to get
predictions
better.
up.
Yeah.
I'm getting
fair
bored
play
now,
to
and
him
I'm
for
sure
that.
the listeners are as well. Susan's gone for Rowley at St Helens.
I think that's a really good shout.
Yeah.
P. Raw Dog. Nice.
P. Raw Dog. Lovely.
Wow.
So then just final quick 2 minutes on our game for this weekend then. We've obviously got Loch Lane, now played at Craven Park. What else did I have written down?
You're going to win. That's probably what you've got
Yeah,
written down.
bit of team news. No Jez, Mikey, Budgie or Hiku. All have an extended rest periods.
Lazy bastard.
Is
According
that
to Willie Peters.
their first game of the season will be York then?
Yes.
Does that concern you at all a little bit?
No.
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 Because if you look last season, when we did the Challenge Cup against York, yeah, we had a slightly stronger team than what we'll be putting out this season against Loch Lane. No disrespect to Loch Lane. But again, it's the same principle. They didn't have many minutes in the tank going into the Castleford game.
I've committed for this season. People on the comments call me out throughout the entire season when I'm wrong. I'm not questioning Peters. I didn't question him last year, but we say it every time. In Peters we trust, in Peters we trust. He's won us a treble. I'm not turning around and saying anything until Fat Lady sings, let's see what happens. If we start 0 from 6, lose everything, Mikey can't kick a goal, can't pass a ball, I'll then maybe turn around and start going, maybe we've done something wrong. But what we've achieved last year means they're there in the right from fans and gobshites like me that do podcasts to not question it. And if he wants to give senior players that have proved it on the highest stage a bit of time off, then so be it.
You think you look at them 4 players and they've all had extended seasons from last season. Hiku played every game of last season, pretty much. I think he was the only ever present in our team last season. And then Jez, Mikey and Budgie were obviously on Ashes duty for England. And then another 2 that are missing out will be Tom Amone, who should be back for the World Cup Challenge, and also Sam Luckley, who should be back for the York game. So pretty much running nearby at full strength. Peters has said he's going to put a strong team out with a sprinkling of youth in there. So I can't see anything other than a comfortable win for us. But
We will see.
yeah,
So, pretty much the same. I expect a comfortable win. I expect a similar team to what we played yesterday against Wigan. The likes of Caesar, Asiata, I think they're going to monitor them. Herman were without, and Bell. Yep, so they're the 4.
Are they recovering injuries or just choices?
Bell's had a little tweak during pre-season, which is just monitoring. Caesar's coming back from his injury.
Asiata's back in full training, but I think they'll
Just
Save
steady him in. So I want to bring up something about Caesar. So he had a shoulder injury, shoulder operation, and they're easing him back into it, which is absolutely fine. But yet, he was holding the pads when Will Price was punching him in that training session video. Absolutely walloping his arms and moving his shoulders back like that. Is that...
Oh yeah, but there's that, and then there's running into a 16-stone fella, if not more. 16 stones on the light end, isn't it, in Super League? So
Yeah, I suppose so. But yeah, I just saw that and thought, well, if you got shoulder, if you come back from
Further
a shoulder
evidence
injury...
of poor training causing injuries at FC. You're right, Dean. You're right to bring it up.
Should I?
I'm glad you did, because I've been worried about this for years.
So, no, I'm expecting a decent win and a pretty much similar squad to what we put out yesterday at Wigan. And I just want to touch on that before we finish. It was great to see Liggy Sal back yesterday after a year out. So, well done to him on a positive return by the looks of it.
We was a little bit off with our predictions on attendance, weren't we, for your game? Sorry to go back on it.
I'd not seen the attendance.
I think it was just under 5k.
Was he? Right. I know there's a couple of hundred smattering of old fans in the
well,
corner as well.
They don't have to pay the rent though, do they? Because they own that. So that's the difference in it. You can justify having it at a big stadium without the big crowd if you're not paying rent. Yeah. Am I the only one that thinks Salford are going to be a bit of a banana skin?
No. They got hammered by Barrow this weekend and barely got past that Hemel Stags the week before. Yeah, it was a comfortable win in the end, but it wasn't as comfortable as what you'd think.
I mean, it would be hilarious though, wouldn't it?
It's not going to happen.
I don't know.
I mean, we ought to was Challenge Cup prediction as well. How good would it be?
God, going out in the first round.
That could, honestly, don't hope for it, because that could be the end of the podcast, because these two might not turn up.
Yeah, these new mics are like real new, so I'll be able to send them back, get the money back on there.
Get a
They haven't
refund.
been used yet. Yeah.
No, I don't know why I'm looking at it like that. Maybe because I've just got memories of like last season, and then you've got this Phoenix club. They're going to be backs against the wall. They're going to want to prove a point against the Super League team and show that they've still. I don't know. Maybe I'm just proper overthinking it.
I expect them to improve week on week because they're a brand new team, brand new squad. But I can honestly, if I'm going to be straight down the line, I can see 60 points.
You've got to be respectful but realistic, and we've got to the same, which is you're looking for injury-free. That's your outcome from the game, injury-free.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up then.
Yeah, that's it. So thanks again to Tribal for letting us DOS upstairs, to Comscaff for sponsoring the podcast, and for everyone watching and listening. Obviously, if you can like, subscribe, give it a hype on YouTube, that'd be great. And we'll see you next week after our first games.
Competitive games.
Games in Angra, I was going to say, but yeah. See you, bye.
See you, bye.
See you, bye.
See you, bye.